Ciao ragazzi! Another morning, although I failed this morning. Actually, I didn't fail and then I failed. I woke up on my own for the second day in a row, not in the 7s, but at 6:15, call it. But I said, I refuse to wake up that early. And then I fell back asleep, only to wake up at 8. So, took Carol for her walk. We're now getting started. It's now 9:30. On the plus side, today is a relatively cool 78, 79 with a feels like of 83, which is way better than a feels like of, 90 to 100. It is supposed to rain. We've had rain for almost 3 days straight, so I'll show you stuff, but lots of water, which is good. Like, we really need it. I think I said on one of the tools video that the rainy season started. I think we're now starting. It's been a couple of weeks since that video. Oh, I'm distracted. There's people across the way are vacationing, so there's a little girl doing I don't know what. On the docket for today, I would call it a relatively day, but I want to try to clear out the majority of the mountain of dirt next to where I did the sidewalks. It's causing a massive drainage problem. Shocking, since it's a mountain next to where the water drains off the sidewalk. So instead of it like going down and then coming down like the middle of the 2 yards and exiting, it's literally just creating a pool on my new sidewalk because it's basically a dam. So we need to move that. I'm going to use part of that dirt to fill in from my sprinkler project, which sprinklers are hooked up and running, but I never filled in the holes from digging them out to redo all the sprinkler heads. And then the other thing that I really would like to get done would be to show you, and then also plant the, well, I guess I showed you on the shopping video, but show you the 4 plants that I got, which I think I need a 5th. I should know better than to get an even number. I should always get an odd number. The podocarpus, I'd like to get those in the ground because we're going to be gone. Today is Tuesday. We're leaving in 2 days for a while. And don't worry, people are watching the house, internet peeps. And anyway, I'd like to get those in the ground so that they start growing. So by the time I come back, I'm like, woo, look at the growth. So, but again, I should have gotten 5. I'll just know that I have to get another one. It'll be fine. It'll catch up. So yeah, let me show you a couple of things and then we're going to get started. It's going to be a hard working video. Let's go take a look at some of the stuff because I think it's kind of fun, or, whatever. Hopefully you think it's fun. That's why you're watching. And then we'll get started. Fun thing number 1 is you can see we have gutters, but the rain was so hard and coming in at such an angle that like the boxes are already soaking wet. And this is what they do. So I had a question on why cardboard. If you look up the no-dig method, sometimes called Back to Eden, and really proliferated by an English guy named Charles Dowding, D-O-W-D-I-N-G. Basically, the idea and concept is instead of trying to, sorry, I hate the microphone with my coffee. Instead of trying to dig down into the ground, doing a bunch of tilling, which I think was really huge, like in the 70s, 80s, 90s type of gardens. Instead of doing all that and disturbing all the soil and such, basically you work from the top down. So this cardboard is going to serve as the weed block barrier. It will also on purpose disintegrate so that once we have the 2 feet or 18, 17 inches, I guess it is, of soil and dirt, it will also work to create a really good ecosystem to create good soil. So that is why I'm not afraid to have a thick layer of this. We've got 17 inches more to go. So that answers that question. Let me know if you have any questions. I love watching his videos. If you're really into like super nerd gardening, I love Monty Don, but I think Charles Dowding in this case does a really good job of this particular strategy, whatever you want to call it. I still feel like I need to even out my beds, but That's not a today problem. So the podocarpus are going to be, which I guess it is a today problem because I need these to be situated better. Like that back one, that back there needs to scooch to the left. But that's where I'd like to plant the podocarpus. Let's do a little spinny spin. So over there, which you can't probably hardly see, are the mountain of dirt, which is now being covered by all the weeds. So this is what we would like to, no, let me rephrase. This is what we have to tackle, not like. So look at this, isn't that ridiculous? And this was just grubby, rock-filled, spack-filled dirt from the side of the house. It's even starting to like fill in where I patched in that sprinkler. So I'm going to start to dig out this. Oh, update, look at the hibiscus, all that light green. That's all the new growth. And it's flowering like crazy. It really enjoyed all the rain. It was like, yay, I love you, rain. Anyway, so we're going to take that dirt and then bring it, first of all, to all of my death trap holes. I should probably call this like confession time in the front yard so that I can actually set my sprinklers correctly. Look at this one. Basically, this one, when the sprinklers goes off, it must be shooting straight towards my neighbor's driveway. That's fun. That one over there is fine. So that is number one. Yay, let's make it look better. Actually, let's make it so that it's not a drainage issue. So like literally when it's, you can still see where that concrete is darker. That's how far the water is pooling right now because it can't like get off of this situation. I'm over here in the shade where the camera is. Okay, that 1 minute of footage, like a half hour, I think. Wow. All right, well, you saw at the very end, I pulled out part of the curbing, the edging, the concrete edging, and then hold one of the larger ones that's gonna not be there anymore once I do the sidewalk down here. That's heavy. Wow. I mean, I know that I've moved them before, but I took it literally from all the way down by the raised beds all the way here. So purpose of that will be to basically make this front little thing be a curved planter, called it from there all the way to here. So the purpose of that will be to have kind of a janky planter area, but then that can all get like edged and stuff. And then here will be lawn, at least for now, up to the concrete. Right now it's still not level, so it's still not great, but I think it'll be fine, especially if I put like a little channel of water kind of along where that concrete edge is now to bring it down to where the middle of the yards come together, and that's where it swales. Yeah, so it is now 10 o'clock, so half hour later, and that's as far as I've gotten. That's not funny, but it is funny. Oh, the other thing I'm doing is I'm taking all of the edging that is in pieces from when we did the seawall, and I'm now going to use it. I don't know if you'll be able to see it from over here. Around the circle in my front garden, which I have a working name for, but I haven't really decided yet. But anyway, here, I wonder if I can zoom in. Yeah, see where the one concrete edging, where's my finger? There we go, right there. So it's gonna go around there and replace all the bricks. So as I'm working over here and I'm getting these, I'm gonna be walking those over there. You know, it's fine. Just a little extra exercise, right? Would it be a project for me if I didn't kind of have to do another project within a project? So I realized as I was filling in the first sprinkler hole that I needed to do something to hold the sprinklers in place. And my neighbor, a really great idea, he said put PVC pipes around the sprinkler heads, so in the future if you ever need to do work on them and they you won't have as much like dirt and stuff to switch out the head because you'll have them blocked off. I don't know if that's the case or not, but I don't have PVC pipes. I do have a whole bunch of leftover potting containers, so I'll show you what I just did on this last one. It worked pretty good. My first one was mediocre, but I guess I'm getting better. So what I'm gonna do, let's go look at this guy. Okay, so what I will do is take the, I gotta get the dirt over there, give me a minute. So I'm going to put this little plastic potting thingy around the sprinkler head, and first I'm gonna weed, because apparently this hole is full of weeds. So that's fun. Again, Mother Nature is a little bit modest. She likes to cover herself up a lot. Now this one I do have my hose at kind of a little bit of a, is this kinked? I don't want it to be kinked. I'm wondering if I should redo it. I mean, it's been working, but I feel like, should I do a test before I fully cover it up? Because how sucky would that be, right? It's got a kink and it won't go. Anyway, the point of it is that, gosh, I kind of want to redo this one, guys. Son of a biscuit. See, this is what happens. You get going on a project and then your project gets thwarted by other projects. I do feel like I need to redo this one. I'm not, I don't want to though. I don't want to. Okay, let's leave it. Nice. Let's leave it for next time. All right, we're gonna just leave it. If I need to come back and unbury it and be mad at my future self or my past self in the future, I guess so be it. But what I don't want are, I want to be able to have, there we go. Okay, there we go. That's better. What I'm trying to do, since I haven't spoke in like complete sentences, is this basically needs to sit in the sprinkler hole. It's too high next to the car though. So you want your sprinkler head to be basically level with the ground so that it isn't a tripping hazard. So that's what I'm trying to wiggle it and not create more of a kink. Should I just dig the hole bigger? I feel like now I need to dig the hole bigger because I don't like how it's fudgicles, everybody. Okay, well, this very fast demonstration is no longer a fast demonstration. Part of the course, right? Okay, well, if I'm going to dig it, I might as well dig it this way because this is actually the direction the hose wants to go. The funny tube. So, if this is where it wants to go, this is where we're going to let it go. Okay. Now, can I get you? There's a big old root right there. Oh, man, Adrian. Now, is that going to be too loose? Are you going to leak because I untwisted you? I feel like at this point, I basically am needing to redo it. Oh, bless America. Nikki's. Y'all, I don't want to redo it. I have to cut it and splice it and turn the water off. And I don't want to do all that work. I don't want to do all that work, everybody. Okay, I think we can get it far enough right here, right? Is there a weed on my face? Oh my gosh. I feel like this is why I'm more of like a demonstration speech than a specific lesson, other than I can like tell you, hey, here's what I learned. Don't do it this way, dum-dum. Okay, there we go. We got that big weed out of the way. Look at that. There's some killer weeds or roots in here. All right, now we like that better. Celebration time. All right, now what I was saying before I was so rudely interrupted by this situation here. Now I need more dirt again. So what I'm going to do is put this on top just to keep all the dirt from going on top of it. And then we're going to bring ourselves some fill, which I think I'm going to need more. I'm guessing. Well, maybe not. Maybe we'll be all right here, everybody. Okay, now. So basically this is just, in essence, creating a pocket where dirt isn't going to be sitting as much. And I don't know if it's going to matter in the end, honestly, but when your neighbors kind of suggest something and they're older, and sometimes they do have, you know, knowledge. Not sometimes, they usually have knowledge. So what I'm doing now is trying to fill this in. This is a lumpy lump right here, but it's fine. Eventually it'll all level out with all the rain and stuff. It will fill itself in. Okay, and then this is probably a little bit, not enough dirt for what I needed to do. Piece of concrete right there. That's delightful. Okay, so in the end, what I'm trying to get, look at how cute. Not as good as my other one I just did. That one was way better, by the way. I don't know why. It just was. Probably because it knew I was demonstration speeching. Okay, so that's what I'm doing with the fill. And then I still will have to aim all my sprinklers because they're all probably facing the wrong way. That is not a right now thing. Should be, because I don't want to forget before we leave. However, I don't think I'm going to get that. All right, that was everything. I have no idea how much footage you saw. That was good. I do have sand in my gloves. All right, we're taking a break after that. Although I'm realizing this little front courtyard thing is currently not getting the, oh, never mind. There's a breeze. I was gonna say we're not getting the breeze that's out there. Also, I do have coffee, but I need some water. Hashtag not sponsored, but you can go ahead and sponsor me. Pellegrino, I'm sure I'm on brand for what you have as a clientele. Anyway, okay, let me catch my breath and then we'll get going before the rain comes. It's 10:40, so we are another 40 minutes since the last talk. I don't know what the seconds are on the hyperlapse or the minutes on the sprinkler, but 40 minutes later, and that's about all we've done. Oh my goodness. Your time, right away. My time, 12:30. So I went in, ate some food, drank more water, did some desk work, and now we're back outside. Apparently now the rain's not going to be here till evening, if at all. Florida be Florida. So here's a funny thing. Maybe not funny, but sort of funny. You, in the camera, get to be in this, see that shade? That's you. The sun, that's me. So I will be in the sun for a little while as we complete, hi, do that right, as we complete, or continue, I should say, digging here. We'll see how far we get. It's still a pretty decent temperature out, 85, but not like sweltering. So I consider that to be not horrible. I do have one more sprinkler. Jeez, that bird was a little cranky pants. One more sprinkler head. I don't think I'm going to film that unless it's on the hyperlapse. I'm not going to slow it down for you. I don't know why I keep doing that to you. Adjust, 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 adjust. I did do, while I was sitting down, I did do some edit backs of the film. So as you can see, I'm missing that little poofy thing on the end of the microphone. No idea where it's at. So that's what blocks the wind noise. I do have a second one of these, but I have to go dig it out and it's not charged, and I don't want to pull the poofy thing off in case it makes the thing come off all the time. So, sorry about the wind. Sure that was open. All right, let's continue. Let's go to hyperlapse. Woo, woo. Second water break. Not sponsored by Pellegrino this time. I did start working without the camera on. Honestly, it's more of the same. There is rain coming, so you can see I am running out of working time for sure. Although I'm not complaining about the clouds one bit. But I shut you off so I could listen to a podcast, because when I'm recording you, then I can't hear anything, which is fine. Like, sometimes you just want your brain to be thinking, but my brain got enough of it, so I think I've made probably 4 more load fills, but we're making some good progress. Dirt is filling in very nicely. I almost think I might do another layer of cardboard. I'll wait till we are probably leaving and use the cardboard as another weed barrier while we're gone. Done for today. I got stuff to do. Didn't get it all done. Clearly overthought what I could get done per usual, but it's looking good. So let's take a peek. Now, we're able to get a nice hefty chunk cleared out, fairly level. Not completely level, but fairly level. And then for now, I just pulled back the tarp that was there. And all in a day's work. All in a day's work. And then just a quick peek at the beds, how full they are. Sprinkles have started. Eddie told me it wasn't going to rain, and I said I beg to differ. So we actually made a pretty good dent on getting a lot of fill in here. I did not level these out. Again, my plan, I think tomorrow, will be to take a bunch of the remaining boxes and just lay them on top of this to help snuff out any weeds that potentially, I see a landscape staple thingy in here, potentially get started. And then I will decide from there if I want to leave it in there. But I'll say thanks for watching. Nice sweaty project day. Oh, the sky actually looks pretty cool. Okay.